What's up, Sneaky Nation? Sneaky P here, back with all the news after week 4 of the preseason in year number 5 of our Columbus Aviators franchise, where the Aviators finished the preseason 4-0, looking like the defending Super Bowl champions that they are. We've got a long season ahead of us, guys, and it is going to be an interesting one. Let's go ahead and work on our depth chart first and foremost. We got to figure out which lineup we want going into the regular season. Now, while we are going to take some stuff that happened in the preseason and in context and stuff like that, we got to remember certain players were playing against backups, and that might lead to a unpopular decision, but I feel like it's the best for this team. Tyson Russell is going to be the starting quarterback to get things going. Brady Rogers backing him up. Kerry Patrick down at that number 3 spot. That could change, though. Bishop Sankey is going to be our starting running back. Remember, guys, he was going up against starters in the preseason, and he has proven, he has killed it for us year in and year out as our #1 guy, so we're happy with him. Tavon Austin got 10 touchdowns last year. He is going to be our backup running back. I like having that, like, you know, thunder lightning kind of approach. Now, Rodman Scott is going to get time. I definitely want this guy to get his carries. He really reminds me a lot of Devin Golden. I think he's going to be a great player. So he is going to be our 3rd down back. He actually has the best trucking, and he'll start off there, and if he does well, he might find himself getting some more time, you know, working his way up the rotation. But he went up against backups the entire preseason. He's going to have to earn his keep here, and that's the way we're going to do it. So we're going to move back up here. Dorial Greenback, and we might go ahead and try Curtis Harden at this #1 spot this year. If it's not liking it, we might rotate them back around. We'll put Sean Sutton here. Perryman actually played better than Boswell, so Perryman's going to be 4. Boswell moving down the list to number 5. As much as I like Boswell, we got to give Perryman the time he deserved, and then Kendall Wright going to be down there at number 6. Wayne Chapman, our starter. Chance Jokel and Hogue, that's going to be the lineup right there. Same here, going across. It's going to be a lot of the same players. Now, center, we are going to change. We had Roberts start here last year, and it really worked out well for us. I hate doing that because I want to get Curtis some time as well. It definitely looks like he's going to be a good player, but there's really no need at all for Roberts to be on the bench with how good he is. So we're going to get him back in that starting lineup there. And that's going to be our offensive line. Rafael Reyes started off the season really well last year. Kind of slowed down a bit after that, but he is going to be getting the start. Overall, really kind of like what I see here. We might move Reeves up the depth chart a little bit. Give him some time to improve. All right, Derek Morgan and Coley going to round out that crew. And it's interesting because, again, I really want to get Bradford some more time than I feel like he's going to get right now. We'll make him the 3rd guy at both spots, but if Coley doesn't bring it, he will be moving up the list quickly. We have yet to trade Williamson. I still don't know if we're going to do that, so Shazier's still at outside linebacker, and we'll see how that does. Stevens is obviously our #1. Roby is so hit and miss. You never know what you're going to get. He's either going to completely blow his coverage or he's going to get a pick 6. But for now, he's going to be our #2 guy. Denard Jackson is going to work his way up to number 3. I really was not happy at all with Taylor or Eduardo Ivory in the preseason. Both gave up some big plays. For now, we're going to give the benefit of the doubt to Ivory. He's got a little more experience. Taylor just really looked quite awful in the preseason so far. That could always change, though. Eduardo Ivory hasn't looked great either, but he does have more experience, and he has made some big plays for us in the past. At free safety, we're keeping it. Strong safety, we're going to keep it like this. Kicker, punter, all that. Kick return, Bakari Boswell and Austin. I am cool with that. Now, we have Rodman Scott here, and it might be a good idea to get him some time in the kick return game until he works his way up the list. I'm cool replacing Austin with Scott there. Punt return's a little bit different because they have so much more speed than Scott does, but Scott also has the ability to break some tackles. Now, once you get hit in the kick return game, more often than not, it'll slow you down enough to where you're going to go down anyway. But I do want to get Scott as many touches as I can. I think what we're going to do is put Bakari Boswell up there. Scott will be backing him up just in case. And we'll roll forward like that. Now, again, he is going to be our 3rd down back. Hopefully, we can get him some more time here. Because I definitely want to get him some carries. Austin is not going to be our 3rd down back. We'll probably do that. And that will be our starting lineup going into the regular season. Things can always change. We have to see how players perform and whatnot. But for now, that seems good. I keep trying to mess with the run blocking to make it a lot more difficult. It hasn't happened yet, so we're going to go ahead and move it down a little bit more. We'll move it down to 35. Try to make it a little more difficult to run the ball. Hopefully that'll work. And we will see the results of that as we go into the regular season. And it might make things more difficult for everybody involved. But I know we have the best offensive line in the NFL, but I still, don't want to average over 5 yards a carry every single time. Even though we do have the best offensive line, I kind of want to try to keep it as close as I can. I don't know, though. I mean, maybe that is realistic when you have an offensive line like that, and Sankey's been playing as well as he has, so who knows. Anyway, the Chiefs are going to be our first matchup, and they have DeAndre Clay, a second-year pro out of Tennessee, as their starter. Christian Ponder going to be backing him up. At running back, Kadeem Carey and Deontay Grant at fullback, Anthony Sherman. Wide receiver, Jeremy Maclin, Holden James. We know all about him. Asfa Schofield, Jeremy Ross, and Deron Carter. At tight end, they have Connor Herring and Brian Browning. At left tackle, Eric Fisher still making it happen for him. And pretty solid offensive line here for them. Not a lot of great... Well, I don't know, man. That's one of the better offensive lines I feel like we've seen. So they do have a very good one. Then they bring over Leonard Williams from the Jets. That's definitely going to help out their defensive line. Dante Fowler as well. And Tatari Post still here with Areem Lynch, a rookie out of UCLA, 81 overall. So a very good defensive line, pretty solid offensive line. And then you got Justin Houston, Craig Robertson, Michael Wilhoit, right outside linebacker. They have Whitney Merciless. So on the bench, they have Bud Dupree here. I don't know why he's not getting more time for him. They did just sign him. CJ Cole, a guy we looked at, 81 overall, rookie out of USC. So they had a very good draft, considering it really wasn't a great draft class overall. But plenty of playmakers on the defensive side of the ball. There is Damian Stafford. Good to see him with his new team there. Plenty of guys that can make plays here, though. Not an easy game. I do feel like it's a game we should win, but, we've lost those games before. This could be another instance of that. They do have a lot of playmakers, and if Russell comes out a little gun-shy, getting that start as an official starter, not a backup filling in, who knows, man? We'll have to see how he reacts to the game. Overall, I am excited, guys. The quest for our second straight Super Bowl begins with a game against the Kansas City Chiefs, guys. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you are enjoying this series. Let me know what you'd like to see this season. Hit that like button, and I will see you guys next time. Later.